officials for tonight's contest, the referees Matt Wild and Anthony DePuso, the linesmen Dan Taggart and Patrick DePuso. It's built on tradition and success, ECAC hockey, showcasing the nation's most prestigious institutions and premier student athletes. For more on today's ECAC hockey, check out the official website at ecachockey.com.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the 42nd annual Big Red Freakout. My name is Perry Lascaris here on RPI TV, and we have a great one for you as the Engineers take on 20th ranked Yale this evening. RPI comes in at 7-16-0. They're 4-8-0 in ECAC hockey play. The Bulldogs are 7-9-3. They're 9-7-3, and in the league, they're 7-4-1, and expecting over 4,000 fans here at the Houston Fieldhouse for this one, as we're excited as ever for this one. We have some great interviews coming up with members of the student union, the leadership in that group. So it'll be great, and we're really looking forward to bringing that to you. Always an exciting hockey game, and the 42nd playing of this game has plenty of history to it. So without further ado, we'll get to the rest of our pregame here at the Houston Fieldhouse. And thanks a lot for coming along with us.
Upon further inspection of our viewership data, we found that there really are a lot of similarities between humans and guinea pigs. Maybe they're not quite that different. They both eat, they both sleep, and they both watch Engineers hockey live on RPI TV.
Let's welcome the Engineers. Once again, good evening, hockey fans. Welcome to Rensselaer in Houston Fieldhouse for this, the 42nd annual Big Red Freakout. Tonight features a matchup between ECAC Power, the Yale Bulldogs, and your Rensselaer Engineers. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, the visitors from Yale. Starting in the goal, number 33, Corbin Kaspersky. On defense, number 10, Chandler Lindstrand. And at right defense, number 2, Jack St. Ivany. The starting forward line for Yale. At left wing, number 7, Joe Snively. The starting center for the Bulldogs, number 9, Robbie DeMontis. And at right wing, number 21, Tyler Welsh. The rest of the Yale University Bulldogs and their head coach, Keith Elaine. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for the Engineers of RPI. Leading your Engineers on the ice tonight, please welcome the junior engineer, Andrea Sassatelli. Starting at goal, a freshman from Cambridge, Ontario, number 31, Owen Savory. At left defense, a freshman from Bloomington, Minnesota, number 23, Jake Johnson. At right defense, he's a junior from Toronto, Ontario, number 24, Will Riley. The starting forwards for the Engineers. At left wing, a senior from St. Mary's, Ontario, number 21, Brady Whiffen. At center is a junior from Slingerlands, New York, number 26, Jake Morello. And at right wing, a junior from Irwin, Pennsylvania, number 8, Mike Gornall. The rest of the Engineers, their head coach, Dave Smith. Assistant coaches are Dan Jewell and Chuck Weber. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor our two great countries and the men and women who have served them and continue to serve, we ask you please rise, remove your hats as the RPI Pep Band plays the national anthems of Canada and the United States of America.
evening, everybody, and welcome to the 42nd annual Big Red Freakout here at the Houston Fieldhouse in Troy, New York. RPI TV in full production mode here for this one. The Engineers and the Yale Bulldogs. Bulldogs, number 20 in the country. They're 9-7-3 overall, 7-4-1 in the league. RPI 7-16-0, 4-8-0 in ECAC hockey play, as is the tradition. RPI in their home red uniforms, the ones they normally would wear on the road, and Yale in their home whites with a Yale blue trim. Bulldogs won the previous meeting this year 4-2 in New Haven, as we are underway in the Big Red Freakout. Over 4,000 fans are here. Trying to witness what the Engineers were able to pull off back in 2011 when Yale was number 1 in the country. RPI winning that game 5-2 in front of a sellout crowd. Jake Morello, the junior from Slingerlands, New York, will work it back to his own zone. There's a giveaway and a hand pass. And a player the Engineers have to look out for. And Joe Snively scored last night at Union. He's a senior from Herndon, Virginia. His 11th goal of the year. He has 12 assists to go along with that. He is the most talented forward on this Yale club, full of talent, as the Engineers found out last timeout. But an important game, not just because it's Freakout. The Engineers lost yesterday 3-0 to Brown, which included an empty net goal. Face off in the neutral zone. Jake Johnson, a freshman from Bloomington, Minnesota, works it ahead. Now a chance for a 3-on-2. Morello has it poked away nicely in the end, and it will be gathered up by Snively and chipped through center ice. Will Riley on it there. Sent across for Brady Whiffen, assistant captain. St. Mary's, Ontario. He'll get it deep, and the Engineers will get a change 45 seconds in. This is Charlie Curdy, senior for these Bulldogs, moving ahead for Ted Hart. He goes down into the corner, forced there by Tommy Grant, and it is turned around by Luke Stevens, Carolina Hurricanes draft choice. Puck into the near corner. Brady Ferner battles for it there. He picked up his first collegiate goal last time out against these Bulldogs, and he thought he had his second goal last night, but it was disallowed due to goaltender interference. Now here comes Jacob Hayhurst, the junior from Mississauga, Ontario, leads the Engineers in points. Took a hit as he was forced out of the zone. The Engineers dump it in. Played around behind by Phil Kemp. Out to center ice. This is Kevin O'Neill, who shoots it into the RPI zone. Carried behind by Kyle Halbauer, a freshman from Howell, New Jersey, and a dynamic offensive defenseman in his own right. It'll be chipped up the glass, looking for Otto Ville Lepinen. Has a man breaking with him. It was Tor Linden, but it's defended well in the end by Matt Foley, the junior from Longmeadow, Mass. Now a chance to the side of the cage. Linden ended up missing it. Will be gathered up again by O'Neill. O'Neill on the carry. Gets it as far as center ice, where it's gathered up by Shane Baer, the junior transfer from the University of Massachusetts. Bulldogs pick it up again in their own zone. Graham Lillibridge, freshman from Geneva, Illinois, turned over at center ice. RPI is going to shoot it right back in, just trying to win the territorial advantage as the Bulldogs look to break out here. It's Lillibridge on the carry. He'll dump it in. First touch for Owen Savory, freshman goaltender for these Engineers out of Cambridge, Ontario. He is making his 11th start of the year. Over the head of Donovan Ott, who's back in the lineup. And it'll be sent up the wall. It was a big hit thrown in the corner by Ott, and in deep it goes. Savory will stop it up there. 2-8 record for Savory, a 2.67 goals against average, and a 9.23 save percentage. Those aren't bad peripherals as the whistle goes here for icing. Get a chance to tell you about who our officials are. The referees for the 42nd Big Red Freakout, Matt Wild and Anthony DePuzzo. The linesmen are Dan Taggart and Patrick DePuzzo, as assigned by ECAC Hockey. Face-off coming up in the RPI zone. We're not quite 3 minutes in. Glad you've joined us from wherever you are across the country or around the world here on RPI TV. Streaming everywhere. This is a centering pass in front, kicked and it goes behind the goal. Decent chance there for the Bulldogs. Robbie DeMontis, who scored a couple of goals yesterday against Union. In front, a shot, and it's fired just wide off the stick of Tyler Welsh. Back behind the goal it goes. Jam tries Snively. It takes a couple of shoves. Pops out to the blue line. Kemp holding. He'll hand it off there. DeMontis' shot. Don't think it sat for him as it's fired over the top of the cage. Still, this top line for Yale can cause problems. You can see why. Here's Riley with a nice feed. Up the boards for Whiffen. Up ahead for Gornall. Now Morello on his backhand. A right pad save is needed that time. And the first stop for Corbin Kaspersky as it's shot in by the Eli's to the near side corner. RPI has it. Chase Zeke saw his 3-game point streak end yesterday as well. The rest of his teammates were on point streaks. RPI didn't score a goal against the Bears last night. Now a shot in, stopped by Savory, kicks out towards the point, gathered up by Zeke there. He takes a high hit and he gets it deep. Whipped around to the far side where it's gathered up by Luke Stevens. Junior from Duxbury, Mass will shoot it into the RPI zone, helped behind by Riley. TJ Samick, the junior from St. Paul, works it through the legs of Laka and all the way down. They say he touched it, so no icing here. Or he just beat it out. It was a late wave off of that icing call. Laka up the wall, kept in by a sprawling Riley who was falling down. A chance for a 2-on-1, but the Engineers back checking in a hurry. Shot coming and a save by Savory, the first big stop he's had to make here. Still on the attack, however, are the Bulldogs, trickling into the side of the cage. It was a good hit to knock down his man on the far side, Pearson. It'll be kept alive now. Lepinen lobbing to neutral ice. It's Billy Sweezy. Thought he got held a bit. Turns to the official. Shot comes in, was headed wide, but it's held onto by Savory, and he'll get a whistle. 14:52 to go in this first period. Shots are 3-2, now 4-2 Yale. And not a bad starter for this Engineer team. A lot of firepower. This Yale club likes to take a lot of shots. They were on their way to a win last night over in Schenectady. They were up 3-1. 8:14 into the third period before Union came back. 2 late third period goals for the Dutchman and an overtime winner from Anthony Rinaldi. Got the 4-3 OT victory for the home club last night there. So Yale stinging a bit from that come from behind defeat here against the Engineers. And they know this game pretty well. The 6th time RPI and Yale have played in the Big Red Freakout. Yale actually has a 3-2 lead in those games. As it's sent all the way down the ice, they wave off the icing, say it was touched. Puck played to the far side. Mike Gornall, former North Dakota skater. Fighting Hawk now, I guess you could say, as it's played behind the goal for Whiffen. Brady Whiffen on the carry. Cycling, looking for Tommy Lee, who's playing in his first freak out. And he worked back out to center ice. Now Whiffen. Lobbing it up. Lee went offside for a moment. He had to touch up. Now Mears Moore is the first man in on the forecheck, and the Bulldogs break it. Here's DeMontis into the RPI end. He's knocked down by Ott over there. As his work back behind the cage. Tommy Grant has his man wrapped up there. He played in his 100th game as an Engineer last night, did Tommy Grant. The senior captain out of Sparta, New Jersey. And now it's Grant again lifting it along. It'll end up in the Yale bench, which will draw a face-off in the RPI end. 13:26 to go in this first period. No penalties to speak of as of yet. And Engineers were 3 for 3 on the kill last night against Brown. It was kind of a tough game to gauge for RPI. They really seemed like they outplayed the Bears for the first 2 periods of that contest. But obviously the Bears got the win. They scored 3 times in the third, including an empty netter. Jacob Hayhurst and RPI's top scoring line out there. Up against the third line for Yale, and it's a win on the draw and a flip to center. Regathered here, it's Foley. He goes D to D, finding St. Ivany, who gets it deep. Oh, funny hop off the end boards, and to the rescue there was Johnson. Savory went behind the goal, but Jake Johnson alertly grabbed it at the side of the cage and spun it up the wall. Still in the zone, however. Twisting and turning is Hart. Hart spins it back to the blue line, St. Ivany, and now Kemp couldn't corral the pass. It'll allow Hayers to pick it up, but then he loses an edge and goes down. Now Hart again. Kick behind the goal. Around to the corner it goes for Evan Smith. Smith. Watched by Ott. Ott gives him a shove, maybe a little bit of a tug, but nothing called yet. As it looks like the officials, at least for the time being, are letting a few small things go. As Billy Sweezy has it now. Two-line pass to center. Dropped off there. It'll be lifted into the zone by Pearson. Engineers try to turn it around in a hurry. It's Laka. He can't clear. It'll be lobbed in the air, and it'll come down at neutral ice. Trying to turn back in. Nice job to touch up there quickly by Pearson. Allows the play to continue. Now an over-the-top pass, trying to find Lepinin. He's beaten to the puck by Foley, who had a step on him to begin with. Worked up the boards. There's a tie up there, poked at, picked up Linden. Across for Lepinin. He'll fling one towards goal, redirected. It was a dangerous redirection from Tuur Linden because it was on an aerial path and it quickly went to the ice, but it went wide of the goal. Now Hallbauer, nice job to catch that puck. It'll be sent out of play, and we get a stoppage. 11:40 to go in the first period. Shots to still 4-2 Yale. The Engineers have evened things out as far as the play has gone in this game. And stoppage here, our first media stoppage of the contest. A chance to tell you about the all-time series between these two teams. RPI does lead the all-time series, 57-49, and 6 ties. Let's take a look at the ECAC hockey standings while we're at it.
This is a media timeout.
Engineers currently in 11th place, but they're a point out of 9th, where Princeton sits. So still plenty to be worked out, but RPI looking to catch the team that they lost to last night, Brown. You can see how important that game was for Engineers home ice in the first round. Thoughts if they would have won that game. It's a 4-point swing with the Bears. The Bears ended up winning it. They're at 11, and so RPI, trailing in that department. Anyway, back to the all-time series. Dates back all the way to January 22nd, 1909. The Bulldogs won a game 3-0 in Albany, and back then they played everything outdoors. So who knows where that game was played? Somebody must know, and I'll probably be scolded for it. Yale won the first 4 meetings. And RPI is 34-21-3 all-time at home against
Attention
Yale.
all RPI men's hockey alum in attendance.
We have
ask
a
you
face-off
please
coming
meet
up
by
in the neutral
section
zone
14
in a scoreless
with 5
game.
minutes left in the period. RPI men's hockey alum, please meet by section 14 tunnel with 5
It'll be
minutes
Hayhurst
left in
out
the
there up
period.
against
Thank you.
the top line of the Bulldogs and Robbie DeMontis. Yale wins it. RPI did another good job in the face-off circle last night. They won 30, lost 20 against the Bears. And now a puck kicked at, and now finally gathered up by Zeke. Turned back into the RPI zone. Burgess can't clear, thrown into the slot, nobody home. Zeke back on it there, the junior from Avon, Connecticut, tipped in deep by Todd Burgess. Burgess has turned up his scoring output after being paired up with Zeke and Hayhurst, but Dave Smith will be quick to mention that RPI's scoring has come from different places, not just this top line, as they're kind of mismatched on the power play units. Fed through the neutral zone, good gather there. Paleko into the zone, takes a tight angle shot, but in good position with Savory, and he holds on, the sophomore from Whippany, New Jersey. Dante Paleko, a couple of goals and a couple assists in 19 games for this Ivy League club. And take another look at that shot. You can see it, Savory saw it all the way, not a difficult play, but if you're a goaltender, sometimes you like shots like that. Chance to field the puck early on in a game. Officially the 5th shot for Yale in this one, compared to 2 for the Engineers. Offensive zone draw win. Smith trying to spin to the top of the circle. Pinching up the wall is Sweezy. He's wrapped up and cycles for DeMontis towards the blue line, firing a shot, loose, and it's put just wide. That was actually Diorsi from the blue line. And the chance in front goes just by the wayside. Sweezy keeping it in. Engineers trying to get a handle on this thing. And finally, it's back out to center. Sweezy to play. Junior from Hanson, Massachusetts, up the far side boards, too far out of the reach of Stevens. And now here's Leppinen. On for Tour Linden, who gets it deep. Linden, another one of those freshmen for RPI. He's from Great Falls, Virginia. Swept into the RPI zone. Johnson back to get it, takes a look around. Some forecheck pressure comes in the form of Ted Hart. It'll be worked up the boards for Whiffen. Nice little touch pass off the wall and some speed for Gornell into the zone. Gornell driving the net. Backhand goes well wide. It'll be picked up by Stevens and worked up the boards. Trying to glove it was Grant. Could have been a hand pass there maybe. But we play on. Nice move by Gornell. To the slot, Mike Gornell. A shot and he put it wide. RPI's best chance comes by way of Mike Gornell. He's looking for his first RPI tally. Has 3 as a member of North Dakota as the fans enjoy a big swing and a miss. It's not quite baseball season. As it's moved into the zone by the Engineers. Tight angle shot by Riley with a crack at it. Puck goes high in the air, and it will be gloved. Speaking of baseball, that's as close as we'll come to an infield fly, and Kaspersky holds on to it. That was a dangerous play by Kaspersky because he didn't really catch it at its highest point. He was kind of catching it in among the trees. But he was able to grab it. I don't think anyone else knew where that puck was. And so with that stoppage, we'll have a longer delay here as they sweep off the ice here at the Houston Fieldhouse. 9:01 on the clock here. There's a good look at our ice rink staff. Started doing this a couple of years ago, this mid-period clearing of the ice in front of the goals and the bench areas. And it kind of was an unwritten thing. Some teams did it, some teams didn't, and I think they made it uniform. And so now it is a staple, no matter where you go in college hockey, that you clear off the ice halfway through the period. Also the media stoppages, which are also uniform throughout ECAC hockey this season. Stats to this point, 5-3 are the shots in favor of Yale. Shots attempted 11-7 Bulldogs. Face-offs, a narrow lead for the visitors, 4-3. Look at Owen Savory. He was the ECAC Hockey Rookie of the Week. Last week, following the UConn win, he made 31 saves against the Bulldogs. In that 5-2 victory down in Hartford. There's an extended delay here. They've already cleared off the ice, but I think they're fixing some of the corner ice. Corbin Kaspersky is digging the in-arena jams. I can see him bobbing his head. Either that or he's trying to rile up the crowd. I'm not sure which. But also Dave Smith having a chat with our referees. I think they've sorted out whatever's going on with the boards. Is it the boards or the ice? I don't know. But Matt Wild is over there making sure everything's set to go. I think. Well, we still have an issue. We have more maintenance folks out. I think it's the ice. They brought out a bucket. I didn't see someone take a divot out of the ice in that corner, but they're going to apply some ice,
pick up your tickets
some water.
to the Capital Region Mayor's Cup. RPI men's
becomes ice in that corner, but tell you about the upcoming schedule for the Engineers. They have the rescheduled Mayor's Cup coming up on Tuesday at the Times Union Center against 16th ranked Union. That's a non-league game. And then they're back home again next weekend against Colgate and Cornell. Following weekend, they head to Dartmouth for a single game, of course, due to the Beanpot they've already played at Harvard. So it's just the one Friday game at Dartmouth on the 8th of February. Then they're back home again for 2 against Princeton and Quinnipiac. So certainly an opportunity if the Engineers can play well here in this building to make up some ground in the ACAC hockey standings, but to do that, you have to, of course, get the wins. So just only 3 true road games left on the schedule for RPI. And due to a scheduling quirk, if you will, RPI will be playing home regular season games in March, which I don't know the last time that happened, but March 1st and 2nd, Harvard and Dartmouth will be here at the Houston Fieldhouse to close out the regular year. Of course, you can watch all RPI home games on RPI TV for free, streaming on YouTube. Draw coming up in the Yale zone. They seem to have resolved any issue they had with the surface. We're ready to go. Face-off win for the Bulldogs. A big hit thrown on Charlie Curdy by Hayhurst. Crowd in that corner loves it. Back to the point. Bear fakes the shot, hands it off to Hayhurst, and now Ferner wrists one into the corner. Comes off hard, and the Bulldogs will move it towards center, chipping deep. That's Kevin O'Neill. Swatted at by Ferner, actually knocked the stick out of O'Neill's hand. Now a chance maybe to break in. Drop pass, Burgess shot a save. Rebound off the crossbar. Oh my, a crossbar on that shot. Now a redirected try by Burgess. I think it was Zeke who hit the iron, but 2 more chances there have the crowd riled up a little bit here. Now Johnson in for Morello. He looks to cycle. Brady Whiffen there. Try to step through a check. He's held up in the corner and lifted out to the point. Glove down Johnson. Shot was blocked. Man breaking is Welsh. It'll be carried out by Snively. Gets shoved into the wall by Whiffen. Poked at by Morello. Trying to track it down. Whiffen's there as well. It'll be gathered up by Sweezy. He'll work it up the boards and now picked up by Tommy Grant. Whiffen through center. Hit the man who fell down, DeMontes. And now Snively going to sneak it across the blue line. Sent back out. Played back in by St. Ivany. And now Riley. For Grant, up the boards, tipped deep by Gornell. And they're going to blow this one dead. I thought I heard Gornell touch that puck. But the linesman was in position. Could have sworn he touched it, but what do I know? Icing called on the Engineers, 7:16 to go. Glorious opportunity moments ago for these Engineers. Burgess from close range and then Zeke off the crossbar. As the puck comes free to the wall. Bouncing, gathered up by St. Ivany. He fires it across through the neutral zone for Chandler Lindstrand. And the whistle goes for offside. 7:03 left in the frame.
The Big Red Freakout Ice House immediately following the game tonight. All fans are welcome.
Pretty big crowd here, as you would expect for the Big Red Freakout. Used to allow for more. In fact, its capacity has come down since they removed Section 1, which was at the west end of the rink. A full set of removable bleachers. That is now the Engineers Pride area at the Houston Fieldhouse. Goes down to 47 and change for the capacity. We're probably close to 4,200 here, maybe even 43. That's my guess. We'll get you the official number when that comes through. Worked up for Laka. He goes for the body first. The puck was between his legs. And it'll be kicked at and gathered up by Yale. They'll backtrack a bit. Lillibridge maneuvers around Laka. Ahead for Hart, who lifts it into the zone. Battle for it there. Hallbauer regathers. Linden for Mears Moore, who once again is playing on the wing. He came to RPI as a defenseman, but can really play anywhere you need him. He's even jokingly asked if he could play goalie. He said, if they ask me to, I will. Here's Moore, the junior from Duluth, or senior, excuse me, from Duluth, Minnesota. Drops it off for Lee. Tommy Lee, a shot. And it pops right back to him. Lee drops it to the point for Samek. Across for Bear, who has a good shot. That one's blocked. And that'll be carried out by Pearson. Drop pass, shot blocked the other way. That time off the stick of Goss. Shot in, this will be, well, it's not icing because the goaltender Kaspersky went out to try and play it. Would have been otherwise. And now here come the Bulldogs with speed this time. DeMontis into the zone, shot blocked again. Falling down was Ott, picked up by Zeke. He'll chip it into the corner, and the Engineers will head on after it. Is Hayhurst got there, but ended up losing it off to Snively. Now Joe Snively on the move. Trying to give it back to him, intercepted nicely by Burgess. His pass to the neutral zone is broken up. He gets up and finds the puck again. Burgess one-hands it to Morello. Morello holding, firing into the netting. And we'll see where they put this one. If they deem it was a shot, it doesn't matter if it touched anyone or not. That's the ruling in college hockey. If you attempt a shot, it doesn't matter if it hits the other team, the goaltender. I guess that would automatically previously make it an in-zone face-off. But if you take a shot in college hockey and it doesn't hit anything, goes out of play, you still get an offensive zone draw. That was instituted a couple of years back. 4:54 to go in the first period, no score. Not a bad place to be here for the Engineers. As we'll have an offensive draw upcoming. Not a lot of shots in this game, just 5 for Yale. We saw this last night as well. The Engineers doing a good job defensively, where that offense will come from. And we thought they'd broken out of the funk with a couple of high goal-scoring outputs. They scored 6 against St. Lawrence. Then they scored a couple against Clarkson, but that's a team they hadn't scored on in, I think, 3 or 4 games. So 2 is a good place to start. And then against UConn, they put up 5. So the 0 against Brown seemed like to be more of an anomaly than the norm. We'll see if they can change that here. And Yale, another stout team, as they are ranked number 20 in the country. Anyway, here's the draw. Johnson's going to send it around for Whiffen. Whiffen, what Johnson, a shot, he fanned on it. And it'll be played into RPI territory. Will Riley trying to track it down, lifts it off the boards and can't clear. Now Hart. Tyler Welsh, and down goes Riley. He doesn't know what caused it. It was behind him. And it'll be St. Ivany to send it across, and Lindstrand will whip it in. Full change for Yale. Allow the Engineers to move it at least as far as center. Lepinen will cross the red line and dump it in. A little over 4 to go. There's a giveaway in the top of the zone. Locke makes a move. Jam try there. Rebound and a save on the glove as Tour Linden was robbed point blank by Kaspersky. That puck just fell to him. Wasn't able to stick it home. It was one of those open your glove and close your eyes for Kaspersky. That was point blank. To the point now. Grant. Laka around the cage. Gives it back to Linden. Tour Linden cycling. Grant jumps into the play. Poked off his stick by Hart. Make that Pearson rather. Now a centering feed. Backhand try, Lepinen. And he couldn't steer it on goal. Back out to center comes Goss. He'll chip it deep. Brady Ferner back to get it, and will be icing here against the Bulldogs, and a stoppage. 3:34 on the clock. Engineers have evened the shots on goal at 5 apiece. Send the draw back. Look at that opportunity. Lepinen, he was falling down and he couldn't quite get it what he wanted on it. Face-off win for the Engineers. So it's whipped quickly out of the zone. Here's Goss now. Chips it around Hallbauer. Goss walking in. Tight angle shot and a save by Savory. And now a toe drag by Hallbauer. Not advised in your own end. And gave it away there to Goss. Now to the point. St. Ivany. Rister from the far point. That was Lindstrand blocked down. And now Hallbauer chips to center. Glove there by Zeke. Turns it up ice for Burgess. Has Harris on the far side. A good poke check by Lindstrand. Denied that centering feed. And now Rister from the point by Riley's blocked down. Sent back through center. Read and intercepted by Johnson, who shoots it right back in. RPI will take 0-0, but they'd obviously prefer 1-0 after one. Center ice poked through. On comes DeMontis. He'll work it deep. Morello there. Stick handling out to Whiffen. Drops it back for Johnson. Now Whiffen once more. Moore on for Brady Whiffen. He's met by Matt Foley. Zip back to the point. Johnson or Rister through traffic. Puck just sitting there. And it'll be kept alive nicely by Gornell. Gornell on the backhand. Far pass shot. Rebound Whiffen. Up into the netting. A good defensive stick there by Tyler Welsh. And he's given a pat on the back by Kaspersky. He knows how crucial that play was in front of the cage to deny the Engineers. But there's Mike Gornell. He has 3 assists for these Engineers in just the second half. And that stick by Welsh should just force that puck up into the netting. Whiffen. Pretty good chance there for the Engineers. Goes by the wayside. Bulldogs to center. Kemp all the way down, beating out the icing is Stevens. And the puck now thrown off the pad of Savory from close range. Although not a great angle. Lepinen going to pick up that loose puck. Work it ahead for Laka. Trying to find Linden. It'll eventually do the trick, although then he takes a hit from Kemp. Minute 34 to go in the first period. And offside go the Bulldogs. Have an interview coming up with the director of the Union, Charlie Potts, during our first break. Second intermission, we'll talk to Stephanie Warner and Justin Edson. They are the GM, the Grand Marshal, and the President of the Union, respectively. The RPI Student Union, which allows for such events to be covered by RPI TV all over campus. And a lot of folks know them for their sports coverage of RPI hockey and football. But they really do it all when it comes to covering events on RPI's campus. So we'll talk to some of those leaders of the RPI Union between periods. There's a jam try, they score. It popped free to Poleko, and he put it home, his 3rd goal this season. And it's 1-0 Yale with 1:08 to go in the opening period. Not going to score an easier goal. Well, Dante Poleko. Everything was happening to Savory's right. And Poleko had that puck fall right to him. And no one near him. One nothing Bulldog. And a quick stretch pass looking for Morello. He gets bottled up in the corner. Gornell has it knocked away from him. Stolen right back by Mike Gornell. He'll carry it behind the cage. In front, he puts it wide on the backhand. Whiffen turning with it. Lost it out to center. Riley back to get it there. Top scoring defenseman for these Engineers is Will Riley. 4 goals, 9 assists for 13 points. Now Arister well wide from Morello. 34 to go in the opening frame. Puck lobbed ahead over the top. It'll deaden along the half wall. Goss there. He's met by a pair of Engineers. Riley is going to leave it in the corner for Ferner. Brady Ferner, the freshman from Dakota Dunes, South Dakota, had it for a moment. Gets it back, then gives it right away. Stevens on there. He eventually found Devin Smith, but it's given away again. Shot in by the Bulldogs with 3 seconds to go in the period. Tip to center with 1, and that will do it for our opening frame. Bulldogs get a late goal. It was Dante Polecco with that one that came in 1852. Put the Bulldogs in front, 1-0 after one. The Engineers will look to try and even the score in period number 2. Like I mentioned, we have an interview coming up during our break here. Another look at that tally that gave the Bulldogs a 1-0 lead. We'll send it down to public address announcer Al Shibley to announce the folks, the alums that made it out to catch this weekend, also some that played earlier today.
Most of them anyway, this afternoon played an alumni game, spirited contest. Final score, red 10, white 9. All right, fans, let's direct your attention to the red carpet at center ice. In just a moment, we'll be introducing the alumni in attendance. First up, Mike Conti, class of 1974. Ed Crowley, class of 1960. Joel Cavett, class of 62. Paul Kitchen, 1973. Mark Glasser, 1981. Scott Bassick, 2004. Scott Prakaski, class of 2000. Alex Angers-Goulet from the class of 2012. Oren Eisenman, 2007. From the class of 2009, Reed Kipp. From 2015, it's Scott Diebold. Class of 2008, Jonathan Ornelas. From 2015, welcome Mark McGowan. From 2015, welcome Jacob La Liberté. From the class of 2013, C.J. Lee. From 1970, Chuck Rancourt. 1968, Roland Cavalier. 1968, Paul Crosney. From the class of 1975, Bobby Matisse. From 1976, Pat Valaket. From 1989, Dave Aiello. From the class of 07, Kevin Broad. Fresh off a 4-point goal this afternoon, welcome from the class of 2015, Luke Karate. And from the class of 1962, Dan Hirschberger. Your RPI hockey alumni. And ladies and gentlemen, we ask a moment of silence in memory of Mike Pickett, class of 81, who passed away recently. Thank you. Let's hear it one more time for the RPI hockey alum. Now we direct your attention to the west end of the field house, the Engineers' Pride area. It's time for the SEFQ Money Machine Money Grab. on Hoosick Street in Troy, right here on campus at the Rensselaer Union. Halfway there, 30 seconds gone. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. We'll count up the cash. Martin Kaiser, thank you for participating in tonight's CEFQ Money Machine Money Grab. CEFQ, remember, will count it all up and donate a like amount to a local charity.
Hey everybody, welcome back inside the Houston Fieldhouse. Joining me now is Charlie Potts, the director of the Union.
Hey,
Charlie, thanks so much for taking a couple minutes here for us here.
Glad to be here.
Now, Charlie, obviously, bigger Freakout's a big event. What influenced you to become part of the RPI community?
I think the passion, I think the aspiration for people,
the top
from
sales
people to
team
really
in
do
Rensselaer
things,
County.
interesting
Let
things,
Jolene's
new
expertise
things,
move
engage with one another. We're not trying to just hang on. We're trying to move forward and advance. It's very exciting to be here.
What's your favorite part about being the director of the union? Obviously, a lot of moving parts. The students have a huge say, obviously. So, what for you is the biggest thing about that?
I think every day that I'm there, I'm in an environment where I can see the students being engaged intellectually, certainly socially, but they want to be a part of it. They want to make it better. They care. And when I can be a part of that and maybe help that along, that gets me up in the morning.
Absolutely. What do you like about the current state of the union? What do you hope to change while you're here? I know there's a lot of people talking about that kind of thing.
Oh, just every day. I'm very sensitive to an inviting environment, a comfortable environment. For the students, it's their home away from home. It's a gathering place on campus. So welcoming, celebrating the Institute, a colorful, comfortable, and also always doing something new.
Absolutely. And what do you hope to accomplish in your time here? You don't know, obviously, how long you spend at a certain place, but what do you kind of want to be as your kind of your legacy?
I think the first thing I care is that the students feel respected, trusted, and embraced, and that they're part of it all, always. I think the second thing is that the union will look and feel better, if you will. And then finally, I think we need to make it bigger. We just burst at the seams because so many people want to use it and be there. So that would be a goal.
And for you, the leadership, I know you have the board and everything. How critical is that to having everyone working together to be successful?
I think there's two things about that. Certainly the sense of resource, access to resource. Right. It takes substance to make it better or bigger or just move things along. I think the second thing is reciprocity and mutuality, that we're all caring together about it, but about each other at the same time.
And the union has so many clubs, I know you're familiar, but RPI TV does such a great job with all their productions. You have all the different sports clubs, different performance groups. How, with so many different, I guess, groups, how does everything kind of come together under one roof, I guess you could say?
Well, I think one thing is we're starting with students who want to do all these different things. They're capable, they're motivated. So the starting point is you support that initiative and set of options, and then you work with them through the mechanics of how to execute. And as long as you can communicate and be trustful one to the other, you can do the variety because the principles are in place.
That's great. Charlie Potts, the director of the union. Charlie, thanks so much for coming by. We'll be back with more from the Houston Fieldhouse in just a bit.
Thank you.
Ryan's Wake, proud to support RPI Athletics. Head downtown after the game and check out the pub kitchen at Ryan's Wake.
Oh, yeah?
We are the RPI. We don't expect this stuff. We're very lucky to have 6 season coaches for our members to play, but we currently have 7 season players and are expecting to come next year. This is where we go. It's just a small donation for we are goal. You can help the RPI purchase a new season.
We are about set to start the second period. Before we do, take a look at the stats through period number 1. Pretty even all the way around, including the faceoffs, which were dead even at 8-8. Yale with an 8-7 edge in shots. Take a look at the shots attempted. RPI actually out-attempted the Bulldogs there 19-17. But blocks got in there as well. 3 shots blocked by Yale. Yale blocked 7 of RPI's 19. RPI blocked 3 of the Bulldogs' 17. Individually, on the draw, Jacob Hayers continued his hot hand. He went 3-1 in that first period. Jake Morello was 3-3. Todd Burgess 1-0. Must have been Hayers getting tossed on one of those faceoffs. Will Diorsi for Yale was 4-0 in the faceoff circle. Robbie DeMontis and Evan Smith were both 2-2. Individual shot leaders. Dante Paleco had 2. He's the only Bulldog player with 2 shots, and one of those was a goal. And for the Engineers, of their 7 shots, Will Riley had a pair for the Engineers. No penalties in that first period to speak of, as the 2 teams are back out on the ice as we prepare for period number 2. A late first period goal came with 1:08 left in the opening frame. That Dante Paleco tally gave the visitors a 1-0 lead, and that's where we stand. Want to give a shout out to Dave Shangra and his watch party going on in Seattle, Washington. I know there are a number of watch parties that go on each year, and thanks to those folks out there for tuning in to this one. Hopefully the Engineers have a couple goals in it for you. 2 or 3 at the least. 20 minutes up on the board. As we're getting set to start the frame, it'll be Jake Morello's line, the second line out there. And they've produced some goals as of late, Whiffen, Morello, and Gornell. Whiffen, 3 of his 5 goals have come in the last 5 games, including an empty netter against UConn a week ago Wednesday. We are underway now in the second. 5 skaters aside as that puck hit the linesman, allows Mike Gornell to pick it up. Walking in Gornell, a shot and a save by Kaspersky. It'll be moved on out to center ice, broken up again by the linesman. Whose team is he on? Right now he plays for the Engineers. Engineers will take a lucky break here or there. Here's Gornell. Absorbs a hit. Looks to cycle, and now Whiffen. He steps through a check, works it back to the point. Riley, a shot was blocked down. Kicked at and moved out by DeMontis. Met by Whiffen, breaks it up again. Knocked out of the air by Snively. And now a bouncing puck at center will be gathered up by Jack St. Ivany. Poke free, and a whistle goes for offside. 48 seconds into the second period. We have a draw coming up in the neutral zone. Yale won the previous meeting this year 4-2 in New Haven. Goal scorers for RPI in that game were Ferner, and the shot goes wide. And Patrick Polino, who's not in the lineup tonight, still nursing an injury. And now we got a penalty coming up here. I think they're going to get Grant for interference. And they will. So Tommy Grant going off, the first penalty of this game. It'll send the Bulldogs to the man advantage. As we take a look at the special teams for these two clubs. Yale's power play comes in at 16 out of 78. That's 20.5%. Pretty darn good. For RPI on the kill, 65 out of 82. That is a tick under 80%, 79.3% killing off
number 4, Tommy
penalties.
Grant. He receives 2 minutes for interference. Time of that penalty, 1 minute 5 seconds. Number
An important
4,
part of this game. You don't want to fall behind
for interference
by a second
at
goal for the
105.
Engineers. Now, St. Ivany's shot goes wide. Pinching in up the wall is Kevin O'Neill, who's a forward playing on this power play unit at the point, and now it's just given away by St. Ivany. Short-handed comes Tour Linden, and he'll chip it deep. Linden into the corner. It'll be gathered up there by St. Ivany. And now O'Neill, sophomore from nearby Latham, New York. As it'll be O'Neill into the zone, has it there, drops it off. Snively, a wrister along the ice, goes wide. DeMontis takes a hit, puck comes free to the point. St. Ivany, DeMontis, stick handling, back to St. Ivany. And now O'Neill, a drive and a save made. Savory on the blocker. Big shorthanded stop there, halfway through the power play, cleared through the air. It was gloved at, but not held by O'Neill. Out to play it is Corbin Kaspersky, junior from China Township, Michigan. A 4-2-2 record, but goals against average and save percentage he'd like to improve. 2.74 and an 8.87 save percentage. That's 80s era. Bounces into the corner. Good check there. Puck comes free. It was Samak who delivered the hit, but RPI wasn't able to track down the puck. Now Curdy, a shot comes through. Lifted behind by Kemp, swept on further by Stevens. Smith, back to the point. Curdy looking for a lane, back to Smith. Wrister coming, right pad save, and it's kicked out and cleared by the Engineers. That'll do it for the power play. Nice job killing it off by RPI. It remains 1-0 Yale. As we're a little over 3 minutes in. Now the goal scorer, Paleko, lost it. Picked up Hayhurst. He'll pull up at the half boards. Jacob Hayhurst has it taken away by Paleko. And now wrapped up Riley. Puck out to center. They wave off the icing. Jake Johnson with a little bit of pressure. He'll go behind the net. Johnson lost it, ties his man up. Riley back to help now, as it'll be Johnson again. Given away. Picked up by Mitchell Smith, and a good hit over there. Separates the puck, although Zeke can't get it out. Now a shot comes in high off the glass. It was deflected. Riley to center ice, gobbled up by Lindstrand, who feeds it right back to Johnson. Lindstrand took a stick up high as he gestured towards his mask. Won't matter. Pearson in and a shoulder save. He was looking for that top left corner, but Savory made the stop. Now a quick snapshot from the point by Sweezy goes wide. Johnson fanned on the pass, gets another chance. And he's quickly wrapped up by the forecheck of Goss. Turning with it is O'Neill. Good defense by Hayhurst. Was all over Pearson. And the puck has moved through center to Laka. Laka all by himself with the Engineers changing behind him. 15-20 to go in the second period. Lifted up the wall. Lepinen fighting for it with O'Neill. They continue to scrap. Bouncing puck, Sweezy. He'll lift it high in the air. Glove down. And sent ahead by shot to goal. We're tied. It's Leppinen. Hallbauer with a nice play in the neutral zone. And the Engineers have pulled even. For Otto Ville Leppinen. That is his third goal of the year. The freshman from Espoo, Finland. Just crashed the net. And that's the kind of goal the Engineers needed. You're not going to score a dirtier goal than that one, but it gives a chance for this RPI crowd to get on their feet. And a tie game. Got to credit Hallbauer for the play he made in the neutral zone. He'll certainly get one of the assists here, as that one's thrown in from center by Riley. Whiffing behind for Morello. And now back towards the point, poked away by Snively. Now we have a
RPI's
race for the puck.
first goal is brought to you by
And this is going to be
Duncan.
icing here
And
on the
scored
Bulldogs.
by number 11, Otto Ville Leppinen.
So Leppinen gets the goal.
He was assisted by number 19, Tour Linden.
All freshmen on the goal.
And by number 39, Jacob Latka.
Except for when I'm wrong, and it's Laka and Linden. Still all freshmen. It wasn't the one I thought. I thought it was
RPI's
Hallbauer.
first goal scored by 11, Leppinen, his third of the season. From 19, Linden.
Anyway, a
and
1-1
39,
game.
Laka at 5 minutes.
14 and a half to go in the second period. Now the defenseman Curdy with some speed. Nice block by Riley. Puck behind the RPI cage. Lifted up the boards. Oh, Lindstrand couldn't corral. And it'll be Gornell back to pick it up. For Leppinen, it's his first goal since November 3rd against St. Lawrence. A 3-2 win here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Now we get a whistle here, and they're going to call slashing on Mike Gornell as he knocked the stick out of the hand of Evan Smith. So RPI going back on the kill, but now in a tie game. 1-1. There's Mike Gornell, transferred here a season and a semester ago. He had to sit out the full year of 2018 to be eligible to play here in the second semester. So he was on campus last spring taking classes. Coming over from North Dakota. Has NCAA tournament experience. He played in a tournament game for North Dakota, as that shot is whipped wide by Kemp. Back out in front, and it's kicked away to the corner. Now Curdy holding.
At 6:02.
Sends it across. Here's Smith. Kemp tried to feed it through. Good stick by Hayhurst that time. And Curdy will settle down that failed clear. Smith, wrister, never got to goal. Picked up and thrown on goal, and it'll be covered up by Savory. As now we get some fisticuffs there. Welsh and Grant nearly got into it there. He was upset about something, Welsh. I think he felt he was mistreated going after that puck. Tommy Grant's going to defend his goaltender whenever possible. The problem was Welsh lost his balance and went down. And he kind of got double teamed there by Grant and Samick. Grant didn't appreciate taking a glove to the mask, but nothing more will come of that. So Grant kind of gave it back to him. All's fair in this situation. Minute 25 on the Yale power play, their second of the game. St. Ivany off the faceoff win. O'Neill gives it back to him. Had to settle down a bouncing puck of his own doing. Did St. Ivany, but he gets it deep, and now it's picked up and cleared by Morello. Jake Morello with a big overtime winner here against Army in early January. earlier this month, I guess, still. Gave RPI a big 2-1 come from behind win. There's another clear, this time by Whiffen. Morello seemingly a flair for the dramatic. And a big goal here. That same game that Lepinen scored in. It was a tying goal from Morello that helped RPI come back to beat St. Lawrence. Now Snively walking his way in, gets a backhand off, but there wasn't a whole lot on it. He was forced wide by Grant in the end. But Snively's a guy that's going to take a lot of shots. He leads the team in that department with 60 in 19 games. That's an average of 3.16. Most on the club, and leads them in all the real important offensive categories: goals, assists, points, power play goals, power play points, shorthanded goals. And he scores on a little over 18% of his attempts, which is also most on the Bulldogs. Now walking in, Curdy, a shot, and that one hit something and went wide. Now wrapped up is Evan Smith. Chopped back to the corner where Smith and Riley were going at it. And then we get a whistle here, and what for? A hand pass on Riley. He was trying to looked like he was trying to cover it up. You don't want to do that, but maybe he's just trying to move it. He eventually did. It came to Morello, who was going to clear, but good eye by the referee on the far side. Saw the hand pass. The linesman, I should say. 12 seconds left on the Yale power play. And we're going to draw this one over again. RPI women's hockey got a big win today at Brown, 1-0 over the Bears. A big 2 points with RPI trying to make the postseason. Lavisa Solander, 41 saves, and Kendra Ferroli, her first collegiate goal in the third period. He gave RPI the victory in Providence. Here's another face-off win for Curdy, but he lost sight of the puck. He took his eye off it. And left the zone. And now the Bulldogs have to touch up again. Evan Smith's going to shoot it in. The penalty's over. RPI 2 for 2 on the kill. Gathered up here by Brady Ferner. On for Laka. Cross ice for Whiffen. He'll track it down and sweep it deep. Sapersky out of the net. Trying to throw it in front, and a one-time try by Linden. He fanned on that one. Kaspersky was out of the cage. The Engineers couldn't make him pay. Now Hallbauer, a wrist shot, and that one goes wide. Immediately after killing that penalty, as the fans enjoy a hit by Lepinen. And now we get a whistle here as there's a man down. And we're going to get some more pushing and shoving. That comes from the frustration of one of their players being presumably injured here, Chandler Lindstrand, although he's skating back to the bench on his own. Exception was taken with the hit. Lepinen was at least scolded by Sweezy over there, as Lindstrand's going to be helped back to the bench at the very least. Be checked on by the staff. He put himself in an awkward position, did Lindstrand, and went into the wall rather awkwardly. Same could be said for Lepinen, although he seemed to be in a little bit more control than Lindstrand was. But certainly nothing that warranted a penalty on the play. Are they going to look at something else?
Play is under review.
I don't know what they could possibly be reviewing here. Unless there was a near goal that I didn't see. They are allowed to review a penalty that could be upgraded to I guess you could say a DQ or a misconduct. But I was under the impression they had to call a penalty on their own before that. I didn't think they could just watch a play and come up with a penalty. So this is a very quick review. And we're going to have a face-off.
Call on the ice stands.
Whatever the call on the ice was, it stands. I guess they were looking at the hit. I don't know. As I said previously, I didn't know that they could just look at a hit because they wanted to. Anyway, 11:23 to go in the second period. Seemingly a lot to do about nothing. Face off here, won by the Engineers. Hayhurst to the point. Hallbauer, a wrist shot and a kick save made by Kaspersky. Thrown right back through by Zeke. And now Hayhurst again. Stick handling along the blue line, work to the near side. Still Hayhurst as he tiptoed right along the blue line. It'll be worked around to the wall. Glove down by Hallbauer, quickly set down and carried on further. Tried to leave it in the corner for Zeke, but it's taken over by Goss and cleared out to center ice. Shane Bear, former UMass Minuteman, will send it around behind the goal for Hallbauer. Quickly ahead, onto the tape of Burgess. And he'll lift it in deep, and RPI will get a change. 1-1 game, 10.5 to go in the second period. Bulldogs and Engineers here. The 42nd Big Red Freakout. How about that hit by Mears Moore? As it'll be sent right back through. Ferner's going to pick it up. Seems like everything means a little more in the Big Red Freakout. Shots, hits, everything. It's the kind of game you want to play it if you're an RPI player. A game you want to be at if you're a fan. Here's a shot right on and a save by Savory. And fans don't like it. There's a Bulldog on top of him, Paleko. Back the other way goes the puck. Paleko ended up losing his stick. Fans still upset about that play as Snively carries in. Got to be careful here. Puck comes free. Shot off the post. Rebound, they score. It's DeMontis. And a little bit of confusion on the ice, it appears, as the fans didn't like the way that Savory was toppled over. There was certainly nothing left of that other than the stick of Paleko that would have caused or impeded on Savory's attempt to make that save. So I don't think anything is going to come of this, but just the way the whole thing developed has rubbed these RPI fans the wrong way.
Yale goal scored by number 9 Robbie DeMontis.
Savory made the stop. Oh boy! Well,
he was assisted by
you have to look at this.
Tyler Welsh.
It wasn't the
by
initial.
Number 7 Joe Snively. Time of that goal 10 minutes 19 seconds. Yale goal scored by 9 DeMontis from 21 Welsh and 7 Snively at 10:19.
No, the Paleko situation occurred far before the goal. It was confusing replays on my end. Anyway, 2-1 Yale. Whiff it. Centering. Shot coming. That's blocked down on the try by Gornall. For all the world feels like he's going to score one tonight. We got a penalty coming up here on the Bulldogs. First one of the game. Delayed call. Off goes Savory. Shot comes in. Six attackers on the ice now for RPI. And we're going to get a touch here by the Bulldogs with the first power play chance for the Engineers. RPI in the power play. They were 0 for 3 last night. 12.2% on the year. 9 out of 74. Yale's penalty kill, 79.7%, right around where RPI's is. 51 killed and 64 times shorthanded. And we're going to get some fresh ice for RPI's power play. How about that?
Time of that penalty.
The Engineers will take it back down by a goal.
Number 3 of Yale, Curry.
Really an awkward situation that led to
It's an E. Stewart
the Bulldogs'
Jones
most recent goal.
Power play for RPI.
I don't think Dante Palecko did anything wrong. He was kind of tangled up with one of the RPI defensemen when he went into Savory. And then he immediately got off the ice as soon as they were untangled.
Someone special with an arrangement from Flowers by
Just the
Pisha.
fact that the Bulldogs scored a goal
from
about 15 seconds later.
Russell Sage and RPI. Flowers by Pisha.
So the issue
2/7/1980
came up. They already didn't like the fact that
501 Broadway,
nothing was
downtown
called.
Troy.
And then the Bulldogs went and scored. But anyway, the goal for DeMontis is 6th of the year, his 3rd of the weekend. He had 2 goals in the comeback win over Union, or excuse me, 2 goals in the loss yesterday to Union. Union came back to win that one. Shots are 15-13 Bulldogs, but they've had a couple of power plays. This is RPI's first. Here's Whiffen. Burgess working it down for Gornell. Now Burgess again. Sends it across off the wall, picked up Hayhurst. He'll spin it down low. An aggressive penalty kill by the Bulldogs. Forces the turnover and they shoot it all the way down. Yale's going to change its penalty killers 20 seconds into the RPI man advantage. Kyle Hallbauer. Stick handling down the middle. He'll shoot this one in. Gornell lets it run. I don't think intentionally. And allows Yale to clear it down once more. Spinning puck will be stopped by Savory. Shane Bear for the Engineers, junior from Calgary, Alberta. Works it across for Jacob Laka. Puck goes in deep. Kemp's going to try and clear it around. Nice job to knock it down by Lepinen. He has the lone RPI goal so far. And now Bear across. Riley holding. Back up top for Bear. And now Laka to the side of the net for Lepinen, trying to throw it out in front. That pass was blocked down. Laka back to the blue line for Bear. Laka again. Lepinen. Laka fakes a shot, tried to center. Again, it pops back to him. To the point for Bear. Across into the slot. Turning and shooting was Zeke off the side of the cage from Lepinen. He nearly had number 2. And now kept in at the point. Played out anyway by the Bears at Smith. Or the Bulldogs, I should say. And 15 to go on the power play. Ville Lepinen nearly tied things up again. This time with a power play shot. And now Riley moves his way in. Sends it across. Linden there. He'll try and shield the puck against the boards. Penalty about to expire. Now it's over. Engineers touch up as the puck leaves the zone. Riley throws it high in the air. Glove down there by Foley. Tommy Lee in the corner. Steps away from a check. Trying to get away from Welsh. And now Linden comes to the rescue. To the point. Shot coming. Ferner, that goes wide. Donovan Ott now. Twisting and turning. The sophomore from Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Strong on the puck is Ott to the side of the cage. A shot and a save by Kaspersky. And he holds on. It was Jacob Hayhurst who found himself in a good spot there. But Kaspersky stopped that one with a chest protector, I believe, and did not allow a rebound. Chances both ways in this game, and Jacob Hayhurst an opportunity as the puck fell right to him. And somehow Kaspersky able to keep it out. Certainly a positional save more than anything else. And we get a draw coming up. Off the face-off, Hayhurst tried to take a shot. It was blocked down, kept in at the point by Ferner. He'll flip it in, bouncing puck into the corner. Zeke and now Burgess. Curdy up the wall. O'Neal, little touch pass for some speed. DeMontis into the zone, pulls it back, takes a shot, saved by Savory, and he'll cover up the rebound.
Fans,
See how dangerous Yale is on the rush. That's how they were able to put up 4 goals against the Engineers the last time these two teams met. This time is DeMontis already has the goal tonight.
At 104.5.
Wanted to get that one a little bit further away from Savory than he did. And Owen able to hold on to it there. Savory, former St. Catherine's Falcon, the GOJHL. Now Linden up the wall, Leppinen trying to move it out. It'll be fed for Linden. Had some speed, but had it poked off his stick as he tried to leave the zone. Up ahead for Leppinen. Tried to feed it across, not a lot on the pass. Given back by Laka. Leppinen trying to find it again, and it'll be lifted towards the point, kept in by Samick. Down low for Linden. Trying to shake free is Linden to the circle. A shot, that one's blocked down. Leppinen trying to find it, but he can't before Smith does, and he shoots it out of play. We'll have another stoppage here. We'll draw things up in the Yale end. In the pro game, and that's an automatic penalty for delaying a game. In college, you never see it. I think they have the option to. I'm not sure if they still have the option to call it, but I don't remember the last time I've seen a delay a game on a puck shot directly out of play in college hockey. It'd be strange, I guess, if I saw the next. Bulldogs get it deep. The Engineers will move it back the other way. Morello chipping in. Charlie Curdy near side for Hart. He's slowed up by Bear, and then Gornall takes it away. Trying to center was Mike Gornall, hit a stick. Pops free to Stevens. Stevens takes a hit from Whiffen. And then a penalty coming up here on the Bulldogs as Gornall was hit from behind by Evan Smith. Engineers going to shoot this one in, but RPI is going back on the power play. As it's going to be a boarding, I believe, on Evan Smith. This will even up the power play chances. They're going to have a quick discussion, I think. I'm assuming only 2 minutes. The officials are looking at the scoreboard. I think they should just call the game. And if they want to review a hit or a penalty, they can do that. Yeah, it could be a major now, I guess. Officials are trying to low-key look at this play on the scoreboard, but now they're going to do it the right way and go look at the screen. Now that's a pretty bad hit. Now, Gornall got up, so I've never thought that should be taken into account, the severity of how injured the player is. This at this point being almost 0 as Gornall braced himself and was able to get up. But ultimately, you see a lot of the times penalties are given, the severity of them, by the injury placed upon the player who was hit. So right now the board shows 2 minutes. They're reviewing this for a potential major, I'm sure. This one much more clear than when they looked at the hit by Leppinen in the first period, where no penalty was even called to begin with. So this is how I felt the review of a penalty should be done, and I guess they're doing it. They're taking their liberty to go look at it. So officials are looking at the penalty. My guess is it's going to stay 2 minutes, but I'm usually wrong, so keep that in mind. We do have to set things up. 4:49 left in the second period. It's going to be the second power play for RPI regardless. Now, whether it's 2 minutes or the remainder of the period could have a pretty big say on how this game goes. So they have seemingly made their decision. Now they're still talking about it. They're done looking at the video, I think. Shots are 16-14 Bulldogs. And Yale has a 2-1 lead. I'll run down the scoring while they're still deliberating. So then they'll surely come out while I'm doing that. Dante Palecco got the scoring started at 18:52 of the first period. And it's going to be a 5-minute major. And a game misconduct on Smith. So that changes things. Maybe 10 years ago it's not a major, but of course
Evan
with
Smith.
clear safety adds
He receives 5 minutes for checking from
under such a
behind.
microscope, and it was certainly a hit
Time
from
of that
behind
penalty,
into the
15
boards.
minutes, 11 seconds. 13 of Yale. Smith.
Mike Gordle now having a
5-minute
discussion
major
here
for checking from behind
with Joe
and
Snively.
game misconduct at 15-11. Yale penalty will be served by number 8, Will
So
Diorsi.
major penalty. It'll be sent around and moved back to the point. Bear had it and lost it. Here's a drop pass for Snively, shorthanded, trying to walk his way in. Tight angle shot, zings wide of the cage. Now whiff it. And for Bear. Penalty will last all the way through this period and on into the third. 11 seconds to be exact into the third period. Non-releasable major penalty being served by Will Diorsi. And now we get a whistle here and a puck played with a high stick. We will get a stoppage. 4:05 left in the frame. Brian, you deactivated live stats. Face off here at center. It'll be tied up in the corner. And swung around to Riley. Hallbauer. Now Laka trying to center. And this one's going to leave play. 3:34 left in the second period. 3:45 on the power play. Is this working? Anyway, 3:34 on the clock, 2-1 Yale. Riley. Shot goes wide. And a shot right on from Hallbauer, this time from the wall. Held onto by Kaspersky.
McCaddy's former home
Really a big
squads are proud
opportunity
to
in this
support
game for the
RPI.
Engineers.
Take your game ticket after the game tonight.
Not only
Receive
tie the game,
10%
but maybe
off
even
your
take a
order
lead.
And enjoy McCaddy's game room. McCaddy's Pub.
Their power play
452 Broadway,
on
downtown
paper
Troy.
doesn't look great, just over 12%, but they've seemingly sorted some things out. You throw Shane Bear in there, Mike Gornell, some guys that weren't on the power play early on in the year because they weren't eligible to play yet. With it, lifting it up the wall. Here is Gornell. Nice job to spin away from a check. Trying to walk his way out in front. Sends it across and it's going to be cleared by Snively. All the way down the ice. Knocked down by Savory. Here's Shane Bear. Ahead for Gornell. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Bear into the zone. Pulls it back. Lost the handle. It'll be cleared off a skate. Now shorthanded comes Pearson. Foot race with the Hayhurst, and the shot goes wide by Pearson. Wrapped around behind the goal. Comes free to Burgess. And now it'll be gathered up by Bear. Bear drops it off for Todd Burgess, the junior from Phoenix, Arizona. He'll shoot it in. And now Gornell tried to keep it alive, but it's fed all the way out. 2:13 to go in the period. RPI will have a power play for the remainder of the frame. We're halfway through, a little over halfway through this 5-minute major. Back out to center it goes. And Linden will settle things down there. Tour Linden on the move. Chips it deep. Morello. And now a whistle here and a hand pass called. We'll draw a whistle outside the zone. Surviving this penalty for Yale is as good as scoring a goal. And they're a minute 44 away from doing just that. And now a shorthanded chance again, 2-on-1. The pass is broken up nicely as DeMontis sent it all the way across. And moved out now by Laka ahead for Ziki. His cross-ice feed is picked off and sent back. Hit the linesman again. Will Riley back to pick it up for RPI. Hallbauer for Laka. And now Jacob Laka, the freshman from Bratislava, Slovakia. Bratislava, excuse me. And now Hallbauer, 50 seconds to go in the period. Shot down by the Bulldog. And Savory will stop it up there.
Receive a free taco at Moe's at RPI in Troy. The Moe's minute of the game.
Good outlet pass for Riley. He'll pull up at the point. Sent up the wall. 30 seconds to go in the period. Here's Hayhurst. Leaves it off for Riley. Riley walking in. A shot and a save. Rebound Hallbauer. He'll make a move and try to backhand it towards the net. It was blocked down. Sent all the way across. A shot. And that one's turned away by Kaspersky. 15 seconds to go in the period. Riley, down low shot save. Kicked at by Burgess. Rebound cleared away. And now a hand pass here on Curdy. They'll take that if you're the Bulldogs, as opposed to Curdy not moving that puck out with his glove. He was able to find O'Neal, who got the puck to safety. And with just 6.2 left in the period. They're going to look and see if Curdy was in the crease. Or the puck was in the crease when Curdy moved it with his glove. It's going to be close. Oh boy, it is. Is it ever close? I don't think it was. It wasn't in the crease, but it doesn't get much closer than that. From where Curdy was sitting. Oh boy, yeah. You're not allowed to play the puck with your hand if the puck's in the crease, but by about a foot, Curdy's hand was outside the blue paint, as some are apt to say. I think they'll come to the same conclusion that I did. Plenty of reviews today. Just a hand pass. A simple hand pass is the call. Draw coming up. They put a couple seconds back on the clock, actually. 9 seconds in the period. Bear a wrist shot through traffic. Rebound! Still loose. And with one, a shot comes in. And it's going to be snatched out of there by Kaspersky. And we're going to get a couple players that need to be separated. Tor Linden needs to get his stick back from somebody. And that'll do it for the frame. Engineers come awful close to tying things up during this major penalty, but seemingly it has gone fruitless. We are now through 2 periods at the Houston Fieldhouse. Getting their chance to look at that play with no time left. Yeah, just kind of came trickling in, and Kaspersky ran that thing out of there.
Saves in the second
Just
period
to play it safe.
Kaspersky of Yale, 12 and 2 period.
We will step aside. We have a couple more interviews coming up here between periods. The GM and PU of the Union are going to be stopping by here up in the press box for a chat. We are through 2 in the 42nd Big Red Freakout. There is Yale 2 and RPI 1 here on RPI TV.
As it's picked off by Higgs. He's got a one-on-one if he hurries. Now Fulton joining him. Higgs, left wing, deeks through. He's got some space in front. Oh, what a play by Brock Higgs! Backhander, 5-hole, and it's 5-2.
Brock Higgs. Now, for those of you watching on RPI TV, that was a pretty goal. For those of you listening on the radio, you're just going to have to trust us.
For Michael. That's a bit wide. Second shot. He pulled that one. Set her up right between the two of them, Michael. You got it. That one's going to go a bit wide. Nice try. The fourth shot is for a $25 gift certificate to Duncan. Oh, he just missed on that one. The fifth, the final shot at an open net for an RPI Athletics t-shirt. It's good. Michael Kern, tonight's contestant in the Rensselaer Honda puck shooting contest. Let's have a big round of applause. Congratulations, Michael. And anyone can come see any one of Honda's fine automobiles just 1 mile east of Houston Fieldhouse at Rensselaer Honda, 770 Hoosick Road in Troy, or visit on the web at getahonda.net. Rensselaer Honda, simply better. Time for tonight's Chuck-a-Puck contest. As soon as we get that beautiful Honda off the ice surface. All right, fans. It's time for the Slide and Dirty Chuck-a-Puck competition. Let's see those pucks in 3, 2, 1. Chuck your pucks. The one that ends up closest to center ice wins a prize. Okay, last 10 seconds. If you got them, let's see them. Winning number is 75. Puck number 75, you're the winner of tonight's Slide and Dirty Chuck-a-Puck contest. Slide and Dirty, proud to support RPI Athletics. Hey fans, the SEFCU Student Athlete Spotlight recognizes students who have demonstrated a commitment to the community through community and volunteering and outreach. They also keep their grades above standard, and these outstanding student athletes make a difference on and off the field. Congratulations to RPI men's swimming and diving student athlete Alex Ong, tonight's SEFCU Student Athlete in the Spotlight.
Live once again here at the Houston Fieldhouse with Steph Warner, the GM, the Grand Marshal of the RPI Union. Steph, thanks so much for coming up to the press box here for a couple minutes. Steph, first want to ask you, folks who don't know, what is the GM and what made you kind of want to run to be the Grand Marshal?
Yep. So the Grand Marshal is the highest elected official of the Student Union. As Grand Marshal, I am the chair of the Student Senate, which is the chief legislative body of the Student Union, also policy making. So what made me run for Grand Marshal? That was mainly through my experience here at RPI. A lot of my experiences made me realize that there were a ton of underrepresented students. So I ran on the platform of advocating for those students that were underrepresented, and also really going for inclusivity and trying to make this a home for everyone.
That's awesome. And so, what's the significance of the position amongst, I guess, the powers that be in the institute and in the union?
Mm-hmm. So the significance of the position, it actually holds a ton of traditional value. So this hat that didn't want to work with these headphones, it's actually, it kind of plays as a tribute to the 152 Grand Marshals before me. And also I work very closely with the president of the union as well as the graduate and undergraduate presidents. And we all work collaboratively as one power to try to do better for the students in every aspect.
That's great, and you work with the Student Senate. What have some of the major developments been with the Student Senate this year? Yeah,
so we've had a lot of fantastic projects this year. Namely with athletics. We've been trying to better advocate for students both on the field, on the ice, but also in the classroom. So we've been putting on some tailgates, doing some giveaways, trying to get more students out to support our student athletes, as well as advocating for scheduling. Because I know as student athletes, they have a tough time scheduling with athletics and with academics.
Sure, practices, classes, that
exactly.
kind of thing.
Yeah, and then also trying to make sure that they're eating well, because we're trying to improve the facilities and also the dining services here at RPI.
That is fantastic. What do you want people to remember you for? What's your legacy do you want to be as a member of student government here?
So as I leave student government, I hope that student government doesn't lose sight of those underrepresented students. I hope that they continue along with that mission of identifying students that are having a tough time, maybe not getting the support that they need, and fixing that, because as student government we have the power to do so.
And I think you think that's big, like even throughout society. I think we're seeing those same kind of issues on a much larger scale. Is that something that you've kind of followed as far as across the country and world too as well?
Yeah, definitely. I always tell people I don't consider myself a political person, but I do love people. And if this is home for me and I feel a certain way, I feel any single person should feel the exact same.
That's kind of you step into kind of human decency there at a certain aspect of it. I'm sure people appreciate the advocacy that you do. So Steph, thanks so much for stopping by at the Houston Fieldhouse. And the 42nd Big Red Freakout will continue here between periods. Yale leads RPI 2-1 here on RPI TV.
Commitment.
We do research not because it's easy to do.
Use the combination of science and engineering to address some of the important problems in healthcare and in environment.
Data science and data analytics, high performance computing, and the very technologies that connect us.
You can change the world. Like, you are eventually. That's what you're here to do.
Hey, Jason, it's been a while. I think you should save.
That's a great idea.
What a fantastic save by Jason Kasdorf. The RPI goaltender is on top of his game tonight. I can't wait to see what he comes up with next. Now back up in the press box here for the 42nd Big Red Freakout. Justin Etzine, the now PU. What encouraged you, Justin? I feel like I just saw you not that long ago, but it was a year ago. But
other than getting to see you twice.
Oh, soccer games.
Oh, that's the biggest benefit of getting to see Perry every year.
That's why you're a PU, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. But in all seriousness,
other than that, why did you become PU?
Absolutely. So I really thought that there was something that I could provide to the union and to the student body by taking on this role, and I thought it was the best way to be able to continue my service to the union in hopes of one day being able to restore the full traditions and student-run history of the union.
You've already worn the other hat. You were already the GM. What kind of what did you learn from being GM that led you to now be PU?
Sure. So there's definitely their differences. The GM oversees the Senate, while the PU works with the e-board. One's more student-oriented, one's more clubs and operations-oriented. But by being GM, I was able to see what works and what doesn't, take some of the best practices, and bring those over to the executive board. And I think we've definitely been able to see some benefits of that this year.
That's fantastic. What are some of the big accomplishments of the e-board so far this year?
Well, actually, just this week we passed a brand new document outlining our procedures and guidelines, bringing it all back together, which I think will be very beneficial for our clubs and our new officers as they step into their roles and really understand the rules of the union and how we like to operate.
I see you all over the place. Obviously, you're a big soccer fan. I've seen you at those games. But what other kind of things do you like to try and get to throughout the year?
Well, I try to get to as many sports games as I can. I definitely like to try and see my former residents from when I was an RA. It's very exciting to see people out there, Got a lot of exciting teams. I also try to go to a lot of the events and activities that go on in the union, in the Playhouse, all over campus really, and then get to go to cool things like this, like the Freakout.
That's awesome. What do you want your kind of legacy to be? You've held the two, I guess, biggest positions in student government this school offers. What do you want people to remember you for?
Sure. I would really hope that student government doesn't lose sight of what's important and why we're actually here, and that's the students. We're here to try and help make a difference and improve whatever we can for the benefit of our peers. And I want to also make sure that our students know that it's perfectly fine to stand up for what you believe in and stand for what you think is most important. No matter who says otherwise or no matter how you feel, it's very important that we stand by what we believe in and stand together as students of our alma mater.
Those are great things to keep shouting from the mountaintops, Justin.
Absolutely.
So thanks for stopping by here.
Thank you.
Justin Etzine, the PU, the RPI Student Union. We'll be back with more from the Houston Fieldhouse here on RPI TV, the 42nd Big Red Freakout.
Hudson Mohawk Figure Skating Club in its 67th year of Learn to Skate classes on Saturday mornings here at the Fieldhouse. For more information, check out the program at hmfsc.org.
One more period of play here and maybe overtime for this 42nd Big Red Freakout. Engineers trying to stop a 4-game skid in this historic game, and they have 20 minutes from which to do that, including 11 seconds of major power play time. As shots through 2 are 20-16 in favor of the Bulldogs. It's been a tight game throughout. Goals for Yale from Dante Polecco, his 3rd of the year, and Robbie DeMontis, his 6th. RPI's lone tally, freshman Otto Ville-Lepinen from Tour Linden and Jacob Laka. See the Yale coaches making their way across the ice. There's a door on the back of that bench. I guess no one told them. We will be 5-on-4 for 12 seconds, I guess. There was a little bit of an issue, I guess, with the penalty clock when they put 3 seconds back on it. They added 3 seconds, and I don't think they took the penalty time off from the previous period. I think they tried to put it back on. So while that gets sorted out, I'll look for my notes. Next up for RPI is the 7th Mayor's Cup against Union on Tuesday, which you can hear on WRPI. There's no video stream of that game, and there never has been. They like to get folks out to the Times Union Center for good reason. Check out that game in person, and I don't blame them. Haven't missed one yet. And now they've taken the penalty completely off the board, and they're going to look to put the penalty back on, or so we would expect. Yale's won 4 of the last 6 matchups here. Trying to make it another. They won the previous meeting, as I mentioned, 4-2. RPI, the Big Red Freakout. Never got to this one earlier, I meant to. RPI's 21-15-5 all time in the Big Red Freakout, including a 17-game unbeaten streak from 1991 to 2007, which they went 12-0-5. An historic run in this game. Now a shot from Whiffen goes wide, sent right back out in front.
Yale
Penalty's about to
returns to
expire.
full
Now it's over. 5-on-5. Mike Gornell trying to take a shot. Carried back. Here comes Snively. He's 1-on-3, trying to work his way in, and he eventually lost it to the 3 Engineers. Moved in deep by Whiffen as Yale survives the 5-minute major. Both teams now officially 0-for-2 on the power play. Savory gonna wrap it around, picked up by Welsh. Tyler Welsh around the goal. Back to the point, pinching in Sweezy, trying to center. Blockered behind by Savory, now fed to the point. Welsh keeps it in. He'll rip one on goal, and Savory holds on for a whistle. 58 seconds into the 3rd period. 2-1 is the Yale lead. The 20th ranked Bulldogs. I read those shots to you backwards earlier. Shots are 20-17 RPI now after that attempt from the point by Tyler Welsh. And now a puck to the corner. O'Neal wrapped up by Tour Linden. To the point. Shot partially blocked, picked up by O'Neal. He'll backhand one, and a neat little glove save by Savory. A tight angle shot, but he had to have it covered as O'Neal got quite a bit on that backhand.
Deals like this only found at Texas Roadhouse.
And we get a face-off coming up in the RPI end. One back to Shane Bear. Bear works it up the wall. Lepinen will whack it in deep. Kaspersky can't clear the zone. Shot from the point came in from Grant. It was kicked away. And now out comes O'Neal. 3-on-3 as they hit the RPI line. Dumped in on the chase is Pearson. Stolen away by Grant. Grant will fling it through center past everybody. This will be icing on the Engineers, and we get a stoppage in play. Fans looking for something to get excited about here. It doesn't take much more than a hit, as we've seen here tonight. As the RPI pep band, someone's birthday over there. No better place to celebrate a birthday than at the Big Red Freakout. This is the 42nd playing of it. And the 6th I mentioned against Yale. Kicked into the zone by Snively. Behind the goal, gathered up here by Hayhurst. 3 goals and 20 assists on the year for Jacob Hayhurst, trying to work his way all the way in. Goes behind the cage. Yale short of forward as Evan Smith was sent to the locker rooms early on a game misconduct. They worked up the near boards and all the way down. This will not be icing. They wave it off. Pass across, tipped in the air, glove down by Hart, but they're offside. Put off by that deflected pass. Shots at 21-18 Engineers, but they trail Yale 2-1. Early stages of this third period. Face-offs favor the Engineers 24-17. Once again, they're continuing to climb. They're now over 50% on the year. Puck far side. Over 50% in league play, I should say. Still just under 50% overall, 49.6 to be exact. Samick, a shot from the blue line. Save made by Kaspersky. And clearing to danger is Curdy. This is going to be icing on the Bulldogs. And Curdy knew it. He was just kind of standing near the bench. Did he leave? No, he stepped over the boards. He was kind of eyeballing it after he got rid of it. And then still proceeded to leave the ice, making the linesmen do their jobs and pick out who was supposed to be out there. Draw coming in the Yale end. Going to be gathered up and moved out by Andrew Goss, taken over by Johnson. Too far out in front of Moore. Sweezy up the wall, kicked at, played again by Goss, who this time legally moves the puck all the way down after crossing center. Mears Moore, right in front of his own bench, feeds it far side, kicked at by Kemp, and corralled again, this time by Lee. Ahead for Mears Moore, he'll slap it in from center, was headed wide, but going to be held on to by Kaspersky. And he'll hold on for a whistle. Not a lot of flow here to this third period. Yale will take it. This RPI group of 5 has a bit of a chat before this puck drop. Laka is now out there with Burgess and Hayhurst. And it's Burgess to take the draw, lost cleanly. Conversely, won cleanly by DeMontis. And now Burgess going to shoot it in. Rings it around. Big hit there by Laka on St. Ivany. And now the puck sent all the way down. Wave off the icing as Bears back to play. He's watched by Mitchell Smith. And now Hayhurst picks up a Loose puck in his own zone. Twisting and turning, trying to get away from Snively. And DeMontis helped out as well. Finally worked across to Laka. He waits and finds Grant. Grant stick handling along. He'll shovel it backhand into the zone. Behind the goal, Bulldogs have it. Lillibridge. No icing here as it was tipped deep. And Bulldogs are in full dump it in and force the Engineers to go the length of the ice mode. Knocked down at neutral ice was Otto Ville Lepinen, and now Curdy up the wall, tipped in deep by Pearson. Gathered up by Riley. Shot off the boards, bouncing into center where it's sent back in by O'Neill, forcing RPI to start over again. Johnson across for Riley, the Toronto native. Up ahead, Lepinen couldn't clear. Shoved right back in, and again it's Johnson from behind the goal, trying to force the turnover on the far side is Welsh, but it's back to Riley and now Lepinen. Yale trying to put the clamps on this one as Zeke moves it in, stolen away by St. Ivany. And now Welsh taps it into the zone, chopped at by Hallbauer, moved back in, this will go up into the netting. And we get a stoppage, 14:34 to go third period. Still 2-1 Yale. Bulldogs got one in the first and one in the second. Dante Paleko scoring his third goal of the year from Will Diorsi and Mitchell Smith. RPI tied it up at 5 minutes of the second. Otto Ville Lepinen his third from Tor Linden and Jacob Laka. But then at 10:19 of the second period, another even strength goal. This one Robbie DeMontis his sixth from Tyler Welsh and Joe Snively. Made it 2-1. Snively fed across. DeMontis' shot. What a pass that was from Snively. I don't know how we found him. But the shot was blocked down. Never got to goal. Now our linesman on the far side. Third time he's come in contact with the puck. Picked up here by Ferner. Lost it. Pops into the crowd and into the student section.
National Grid Foundation
A couple of kids down there hollering for that puck. We'll see if they get it.
The Shoot for the Stars program. RPI would like to thank National Grid Foundation for their support of our
fan in an
local
RPI uniform
and
is
communities.
giving it to a kid, and he's being applauded for it. Shots are 22-18 Engineers. They're down by a goal 6 minutes into the third period. Face off, poke to the corner. DeMontis has it. He'll throw it into the crowd. More Souvenirs. Hope they're paying attention over there.
Winning ticket in tonight's 50-50 drawing, ticket number 112782.
3 pucks for everybody. We're going to run out at this rate.
782. Winner of $414.
Another draw in the Yale zone. Didn't see an attendance number yet. Hopefully we'll get that one soon. Kicked at there and moved up by Hallbauer. Across, a shot and a pad save. Zeke was robbed by the right toe of Kaspersky. And now a nice move by Hallbauer, walking his way in. Pried away from him by Snively at the last possible moment. Big time chance there. Now Hayhurst a shot. That one's turned away. Bear wrapping it down low for Hayhurst again. Engineers knocking on the door here early on in this third period. Fans get behind him. Zeke on the cycle. RPI in the middle of a change. Hayhurst gonna get there. Steps through a check. Over to play it is Foley. He's wrapped up. Burgess can't get it away, and now Foley skates to some open ice, and he'll have a chance to slow things down. Goes D to D for Curdy. Curdy takes a hit but gets it deep. Samek, and now Ott waiting for it. He gets hit, spins off that check. Trying to find more, sent back in by the Bulldogs. Savory sends it across, and now the lead. Plenty of pressure on him, kept alive and in deep by Justin Pearson. Puck out to center, race for it, poked at by Ott. And now gathered up by Mearsmore, kicks it to his stick. Slowing things down is Bear, tipped along by Samick into the zone. Lillibridge wrapping it around, waiting for it, Pearson. And that one will hop into the Yale bench, and we get another stoppage. 12-17 to go in a one-goal game. And Engineers trying to get the next one, trying to blow the top off this place.
Media timeout.
And we get a media stoppage here. Shots leaders of the 18 for the Bulldogs. A number of players of 2. Robbie DeMontis, Dante Palecko, Evan Smith, Kevin O'Neill, and Tyler Welsh. Jacob Hayhurst has 3 shots and he's a -1 for RPI. Will Riley 6 shots for the Engineers out of their 22. Riley, I believe, has a freak-out assist, if not a goal, to his name. I think it was a couple of years ago. This is the 9th game RPI has played against a ranked team this year. They're 2-6. Both of those wins came against a Union. A number of the losses have been to league teams of those ranked. I think only 2 have been non-league. That being Northeastern in overtime and Notre Dame twice when they were number 8. So plenty of competition, plenty of top 20 competition in ECAC hockey play that the Engineers have to deal with on a week-to-week basis, including this one here tonight and then Tuesday against Union, which presumably will be ranked again. There's a collision. Like bowling pins coming together there. Laka and Lepinen both went down, trying to hit one of the Bulldogs. Here's Johnson. He'll take a look. Still Jake Johnson on for Lepinen. Couple of Engineers way at the blue line. Lepinen moves it in. Nice find. Now walking in Linden. Couldn't quite get the shot away. Pops free to the blue line. That shot by Ferner, glove down after it was blocked. Curdy trying to clear it out and does to center. Turned around by Hallbauer. He has intentions here. Trying to center. And Morello trying to get a backhand on the rebound, but it was in the air. Now a race for the puck the other way. Snively on the tail of Ferner. Ferner goes down. Snively continues to chase on to Whiffen. And now Hallbauer turns back towards his own end, throws an indirect pass for Ferner. Takes the long way around the net. Comes to him anyway, and now he finds Hallbauer. Chipped off the boards for Whiffen. Had to go back and corral. Lose at center. Poked by Gornell. Couldn't get it around Kemp. And now Snively. He'll shoot it in. Yale will change all 5. 10.5 left, third period. Morello absorbs a hit, lost the puck. Welsh tried to send it across. That one leaves the zone. Curdy has to at least hold on to it for a moment before dumping in. Bulldogs touch up. Savory leaves it aside. Off the skate of Whiffen. He gives it away at center. Hart walking in. Tried to hand it off for Welsh, but they had miscommunicated that play, and Welsh was headed the other direction. Ended up losing the puck. Now Whiffen. Good connection to center. This is Burgess. He'll spin back. Halfway through the third. RPI in the middle of a change. Get that top scoring line out there. Jacob Hayhurst throws it off the skate of Zeke. And now RPI trying to change defensemen. And they do, as Tommy Grant will move it back into his own zone. Bouncing puck, finally handled and cleared by Sweezy. And it's loose once more at center. Jacob Hayhurst out of Mississauga, Ontario. Back for Bear. And now Ott tips it into the zone. Sweezy takes a look around. Throws it up the near wall. Gobbled up by Bear. He'll throw it at the net. Loose in front. And Kaspersky pokes it away. Another opportunity for Hayhurst. He was denied point blank, I believe, on a shot. And now St. Ivany Off for DeMontis, who clears the center. Engineers are probably unlucky not to have scored already in this period. As Lee has it, he'll shoot it along. Stolen away. Smith's pass is partially broken up, but they do get it deep. Savory out to play it. He'll help it to the corner. Riley there. Touch pass off a skate, comes free to Ott. Lee into the zone. And a shot near side. I thought the Engineers might have been whistled for offside there, but we play on. Riley up the boards. Lee tips it deep. Engineers who make a partial change. Kaspersky to play. He'll shoot it far side. In front. Kicked towards the net, or steered towards the net by the skate of Linden, but it went wide. And now back comes Hart for the Bulldogs. Hart walking in. Tight angle shot. Save by Savory. And he does not allow a rebound. 8:19 to play in this third period. And for the second time, Kaspersky was caught out of his net. Savory had a similar opportunity the other way earlier. I think it was back in the first period. Savory left the cage and the puck ended up near the crease, which will get fans' hearts moving quickly. That time, Kaspersky left the goal to play the puck and took his time getting back in front of the cage. But again, RPI unable to capitalize. '42nd Big Red Freakout here. Other games going on in ECAC hockey play. There are 5 of them in total. All the third period. Colgate and Cornell tied 2-2. Clarkson leads Dartmouth on the road 2-0. Harvard all over St. Lawrence 6-2 in Cambridge, and Brown leads Union 3-2 in the third period over in Schenectady. How about those Bears inching closer to 500? They'll be 1 game under if they can hold on against the Dutchmen. And a sweep of the Capital Region. There's a shot in, and ending up on top of the net was Stevens. And the fans remembering that play earlier, saying, we're going a little bit too hard into our goaltender here. Savory ended up getting pushed backwards into the cage. Nothing comes of that. Now a wraparound try. Loose in front, they score. 3-1 Yale. And I'm not quite sure how that got in there. Justin Pearson scoring. And like the previous time, it comes not too long after Savory was bumped. And that one just flipped up over the shoulder. It wasn't a clean shot by Pearson by any means, but he did get it with a stick. Just a fluttering shot that found its way in. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That was one of those, just try to get your stick on it and throw it at the net. And it popped up right over the shoulder of Savory. Nothing he can do about that.
Scored by number 18, Justin Pearson. Assisted by
There's Savory sitting on top of our net cam.
Time of that goal, 12 minutes, 6 seconds. Yale goal.
You can call it inadvertent.
Pearson.
Only so many times. There's a shot from the point. Blocked down. Riley, another try is blocked. Near side, Johnson, he'll have a hack. And that one comes off the far glass. 3-1 Yale with 7.5 to go. Johnson over to get it. Jake Johnson up the wall, tipped in deep. On the chase, here's Curdy. Trying to move it quickly the other way for Snively. Shoved into the boards by Grant. And now picked up by Bear. Well read in the corner by Mitchell Smith. But his centering pass is intercepted by Linden, who chips it off the glass. Now a chance for a 2-on-1. Here's Laka walking in. Across for Lepinen. And a bouncing puck never sat for the freshman, who was looking for his second goal once again. It was a good idea by Laka. Pass just didn't sit for him. Now Bear. He'll flip it into the corner. Picked up by Linden. Still, that puck won't sit for anybody. Now Lepinen upended. He was tripped. Penalty coming up on the Bulldogs. Once they get a touch of the puck, and now we're going to get a whistle as it was tied up. So an opportunity here for the Engineers with 6:32 left. It'll be their third power play. Second of the 2-minute variety, and that's just Lepinen moving his feet. Got this stick tangled up there. That was Lillibridge. Graham Lillibridge, the freshman out of Geneva, Illinois. Played for the Chicago Steel of the USHL. So didn't go too far from home until enrolling at Yale University in New Haven.
Yale penalty to number 24, Graham Lillibridge. He receives 2 minutes for tripping. Time at that penalty, 13 minutes, 28 seconds.
As the Bulldogs clear, it's on goal. Savory will steer it aside.
On a trip.
It's a trip on Lillibridge.
It's an East Newark Joe
And almost a must score here if you're RPI on this power play. Hallbauer. It's run into behind the cage, trying to clear it out near side. Gornall stopped it, kept in by Hayhurst. Nice play, Burgess in, down low Gornall, all the way through, drop pass, and would have been tic-tac-toe, would have been real pretty, but it didn't come off, and now back comes the Bulldogs 2-on-1, a centering feed knocked down by Burgess on the back check. Seems like almost everybody touched the puck on that play for RPI, but there was no finish as the pass back for Hayhurst was a little bit behind him. You couldn't really argue with too many of those passes. Even that last one came from about even with the goal line, not going to score from there. So making an extra pass was probably the right move. Just did not connect. Now Zeke tried to knock it out of the air. Nice job to keep it alive. Kemp trying to clear it out near side and does all the way down. 45 to go on the power play, 5:15 left third period. 3-1 is the Yale lead. They've scored an insurance goal here in this period. Justin Pearson picking up his 5th on the season. In the corner, Laka, Lepinen, back to Laka, cycles it down low. Riley thought about spinning it behind, but fanned on it and then throws it back out to the point. Now his pass down low is gloved by Lepinen. Side of the cage, Laka, back to Lepinen. Now Riley, he'll take a wrist shot, and that one just wide of the post. Bear pinches up the wall. Lepinen behind the cage, 4 seconds to go in the power play. Circle, Laka, shot blocked down, and it's in the goal! Zeke! Chase Zeke makes it a 1-goal game. It'll be an even strength tally. It was after the power play ended. But the Engineers are going to have 4:29 to try and tie this thing up. Whistle never went. The puck was underneath the goaltender, but not covered long enough for a whistle. As now we're going to get, of course we're going to look at it, why not? Now this now comes into play.
Yale has challenged the ruling on the goal on the ice.
All right, so Yale still had its timeout. I was curious as to whether any of the previous challenges, any of the previous reviews were challenges where a timeout would have been used, and they've added that aspect to college hockey. Love it or hate it, or being indifferent, it's part of the game now. They can look at the angles provided. Kaspersky made a kick save. And in slow motion, yeah. Good goal.
Call on the ice stands and good goal.
In slow motion, you might have a case, but in real time, he didn't have that puck at all.
RPI
And it was clear about how quickly it went in the net.
by number 12, Chase.
Suzuki gets the tally.
He was assisted by number 39, Jacob
His fourth of the
Landa.
season, fourth of his career. Junior from Avon, Connecticut.
And by number
Transfer
11,
from Providence College. An even strength goal makes it 3-2.
31 seconds. RPI goal
And now it's on.
scored by
4:23 left.
Ziki, his fourth of the season.
And
From
life for
39,
RPI here
Landa, and 11,
at the Big Red Freakout. Johnson, a shot. That one skips wide of Kaspersky. Stevens in the air. Bouncing puck. Turned into the zone by Welsh, and offside whistle goes. Assists on the play went to Laka and Lepinen. The two European freshmen on this Engineers club. All we really want is a goal that's not reviewed by the red team. Wrapped in there and taking a hit was St. Ivany. And now Laka will play it around. Here's Bear. Swatted towards the point, kept in St. Ivany. Broken up nicely by Linden. It'll be gathered up by Lepinen, who tried to feed it across. DeMontis stole it away. Fed up the boards. Right onto the tape of Riley. And now Bear up the boards for Whiffen. In deep it goes. Laka trying to center. That was broken up by a stick. Tour Linden to the point. Hallbauer, a wrist shot off the skate of Whiffen, I think. And now Whiffen again. Out of the corner comes Whiffen to the point. Tommy Grant. He'll feed it off the end boards. Laka, wraparound try. Fed it through the crease. Chipped to center by Snively. 3:10 to go. It'll be moved out by Gornell. We'll see how quickly Dave Smith pulls Savory. We got a late whistle here that cost us St. Ivany a bump from Whiffen, who was obviously playing through a whistle, and one never came.
A happy 9th birthday. Thank you both for spending your time with us.
Goals in the period. Justin Pearson put the Bulldogs up 3-1 at 12:06. But then at 15:31 moments ago, Chase Ziki from Jacob Laka and Otto Ville Lepinen. Made it 3-2. We have 3:02 left. Face-off coming up the neutral zone. Bit of a delay here on the draw. O'Neal and Burgess won by the Bulldogs. Here is Bear. On for Ziki, who taps it deep. Collision on the end boards. Kemp pinching in. Riley breaks it up. Shot comes in. Kaspersky. Rebound. Put just wide by Hayhurst. Boy, has he come close today. And now it's back out to center. Pushed back into the zone by Ziki. Couple Engineers need to touch up. Stolen away by Ziki. To the corner. Ziki centering. Around the goal goes Linden. Back to the point for Bear. Across for Riley. One-timer Linden right on, and a save by Kaspersky. The Engineers have dialed this thing up, and they're looking for that tying goal. Great play by Ziki to keep it alive. Hayhurst with a chance in front. And Kaspersky has kept everything out. Certainly credit to the junior, former Lone Star Brahmas. And now the Engineers are going to use their timeout here to get some rest for this top unit. Maybe kind of decide when they want to pull Savory. It could be now.
For more information, quote, requests or a reservation.
Engineers
call 518-286-2400
yesterday with the extra
or visit
attacker
online at yankeetrails.com.
looked like a different team out there. Obviously, they had one more player, but everything was crisp. They were moving the puck around the zone and creating chances. They seemingly just ran out of time. And I guess that's what happens in sports. But I digress. We'll see if they pull Savory here with an offensive zone draw, or do they wait any longer? Savory has 19 saves in the game. Corbin Kaspersky has 31. He made 12 saves in the second period alone. Excuse me, he has 27. I don't know where I got 31 from. Face off, as I mentioned, in the Yale end, and Savory's headed off. At the very end of the timeout, he went back to the goal when Engineers broke from their huddle, but then immediately went off. Announced crowd of 4,179. Thanks, Jeff Morris over there, for sending me the figures. 6 skaters on for RPI. Here we go. And we're going to draw this again. He never dropped it. One back. Here's Johnson. Johnson waiting. Firing through traffic. It goes wide. Whiffing behind the goal. Hayhurst to the point again. Johnson flips it below the goal line. To the corner now. Trying to clear it out. It is going to be just wide of the goal, and icing is called here. Ted Hart stopping hearts across the country and across the city of Troy. Concentrated in the Houston Fieldhouse, of course. I felt it up here. I did. I thought it was going in. But it was a couple inches wide. And what are they going to do? Put time back on the clock? I've had enough of these chants here, but if they're going to put time on, then that's fine with me. What are they doing? Yale's using this as a timeout. 1:52 to go. All the Bulldogs are now back over by the bench. Are they looking at something? I guess it's time. Looks like 1:55 maybe? I don't know. But it's when the RPI player has to get down ice to get the icing. It's not automatic anymore. They are putting 4 seconds back on the clock. All right. Face-off tied up on the dot. Comes free to the point. Bear up the wall for Gornell. He'll take a shot. Flipped on goal. Lepinen, no. Rebound cleared, not out. Bear, circle, shot and a save, and Kaspersky holds on in a body slam. Laka and Sweezy go down hard. Oh. What a sport. Sweezy and Laka got tangled up. It was a one-timer, not a great angle, and London didn't get quite as much on it as he'd wanted to. He's probably going for accuracy over power there, and you can't really blame him from where he was. Shots are piling up here with the extra attacker. Still an empty net for RPI. Minute 41 to go. 3-2 Yale in the 42nd Big Red Freakout, and another face-off win. Bear down low. Hayhurst up the wall, kicked at by Zeke, and now whiffing again. Indirect to the point for Bear. He'll fire it towards goal. That's blocked down. Clearing try, sent back into the zone, but the Engineers are offside. Is given right back to Bear. RPI will try to re-enter. They're onside. Hayhurst across. Zeke a shot high off the glass, and it'll go out of play. And we get another stoppage here. 1:12 left in a one-goal game. Just the precision for which the Engineers have played when been in this 6-on-5 situation this year is nothing short of remarkable. You have to win the draw first. They've done it almost every time, you know, knock on wood. But they do it again cleanly. Hallbauer. Zeke tried to spin it up the wall. Didn't get a lot on it, but it comes right back to him. Hayhurst, one-hand pass to the far side. Riley, a shot that's blocked down. Sweezy trying to clear high in the air and out to center. Under a minute to go in the third period. Zeke at center ice. He'll fire it in. Sweezy trying to clear, kept alive there. Burgess, one-time try, comes free to the circle, and this one will leave the zone. And Zeke will reset here. 40 seconds, fans on their feet, or getting there. Sweezy trying to clear it out near side. All the way down the ice it goes. It was deflected, so no icing. Hallbauer takes a hit. Puck comes free. Hallbauer trying to track it down, finds Tuer Linden. 22 seconds to go. Outletted to Gorno, who sweeps it in. Kaspersky behind his own goal, plays it far side. Converged upon by Laka, shot out of play. And with 12.3 to go, they're deciding where this faceoff is going to come and who it hit. This is a big spot. Big decision. Looks like they're saying in the zone. Engineers have too many guys out there. A couple of them have to sit down. 2 of them. Now, they're not going to get away with 7 out there. Locke is coming off. He doesn't want to, but that's the rules. 12.3 left. Offensive zone face-off for the Engineers. And we're out of timeout, so let's just drop the puck. To the point. Riley fakes a shot, takes a shot, loose to the side of the circle. 5 seconds to go. Pinned up there with 2, with 1. And this one is going to end 3-2. And now we're going to get some extracurriculars here. As we have 3 pairings, it looks like, that need to be separated. And we're probably going to get some penalties out of this. Non-consequential. Well, might as well just observe. Engineers getting some of the frustration out of another tight loss to a ranked team. As bring some of that with them the next weekend. Jacob Hayhurst probably feels as frustrated as anyone. He probably should have scored at least 1 tonight. And RPI oh so close to tying things up in the final couple of minutes. Their 6-on-5 play continues to be a bright spot this year, but again they fall by 1 in the end, 3-2 to number 20 Yale. With the win, the Bulldogs improved to 10-7 and 3 overall. They're 8-4-1 in ECAC hockey play. The Engineers are 7-17 and 4-9-0 in conference play. Final shots in this one. RPI outshoots the Bulldogs 32-22. Faceoffs were 31-28. RPI felt much higher than that, really, but what you gonna do? RPI 0 for 3 on the power play, including that big 5-minute major.
Player of the game. It's number 21
at the end of the second period, the Engineers unable to capitalize there. And then a third period power play with about 6 minutes left. And again,
game time 7 o'clock.
Oh so close. It's been the story this year, this RPI club. They're in action with 3 games next week. You got the Mayor's Cup on Tuesday, 7 o'clock at the Times Union Center in Albany. Then Cornell and Colgate come to the Houston Fieldhouse for an ECAC hockey weekend. Can't fault Jacob Hayhurst for playing too hard. He's got no helmet, no stick. He'll leave it all out there every time. This time it just wasn't quite enough. I'll run down the scoring here. Supposed to have Dave Smith up here shortly for a post-game interview. Hopefully he can make his way through the crowd. Hopefully someone's reminded him. We'll run down the scoring here. There's the stats. 3-2 was the final. Shots were 32-22, as I mentioned, and the faceoff's pretty close to even at 30-28 RPI. The goal scoring in this one. Scoring in the game, Dante Paleko scored the game's first goal at 18:52 from Will Diorsi and Mitchell Smith. Then at 5 minutes of the second period, RPI tied it up. Otto Ville-Lepinen's third goal of the season from Tor Linden and Jacob Laka. Yale then made it 2-1 at 10:19. Robbie DeMontes, his sixth goal of the year from Tyler Welsh and Joe Snively. Yale took a 3-1 lead at 12:06 the third. Justin Pearson from Tyler Welsh. And then RPI pulled one back. Chase Zeke's fourth goal of the year from Jacob Laka and Otto Ville-Lepinen. Made it 3-2. That was the final there. Corbin Kaspersky made 30 saves to pick up the win. He improves to 5-2-2 on the year. Owen Savory turned away 19. And he drops to 2-9 on the season. We're going to take a quick break. Hopefully we can get Dave Smith up here shortly. Talk about this one with the RPI head coach in just a moment. You are watching the 42nd Big Red Freakout. Yale comes away with a 3-2 win. We'll be right back. Back here live at the Houston Fieldhouse with RPI head coach Dave Smith. And Dave, another tight game against a ranked team. Seems like 6-on-5. You guys really had it clicking it for another night, but a tight loss. Initial thoughts for you?
Yeah, I liked a lot of things. We've run out of moral victories, and got to find a way. Power play would be a little bit, and the urgency in the play with the speed. I liked our game. I liked our effort. I liked our drive, but it just there's moments, power play in particular, and some quiet moments that we leaked a goal. We leaked a goal here. We leaked a goal there, and you can't do that against any team.
Yeah, especially the top 20 team. Was that 5-minute major where you guys didn't get that goal? Did you feel like it was a turning point in this game, or did you feel like you still have a lot of time to try and tie this thing up?
Well, I thought our guys worked hard. We talked last night about demeanor and reacting to anything good or bad the proper way. And I think the end of the period came, and it just reminded Brady Whiffen, just make sure that we're having the right conversations in there. And I thought we came out and played well in the third period. It's a turning point because you got 5 minutes on the power play, and we didn't score. What do we get when we go 0 for 3? One of them's a 5-minute power play. We get 6 shots, and it's the story of right now. It's the story of the last month and a half.
This team is your second Freakout. Big crowd. You got the alums. I know you had a chance to speak with some of them earlier today. What did you kind of get feedback from them? What did they say? Alumni game and before this one.
Well, they love playing hockey. Guys come from all over. They love sharing their stories. It's great, the interaction in the locker room with the guys. The returning guys, the alum talk about the history and the tradition, and we give them an update on what's going on with the program and where we are. And it's nice to hear that they follow closely and stay in touch, and they want to help our hockey guys in the future. They want to help our guys in their careers post-hockey, and that network is strong, and it's great to see them come back.
Absolutely. For you, a Freakout, this one slips away here. How much more does it make you want to come back and get a victory for this crowd and for this team in the future?
Yeah, we wanted to send them home happy. We were talking to the guys that were part of the Freakout streak. I think 17 or 18 games. Might be 50 by the time the guys are done tonight. But we talked about those things. Yeah. Freakout's an important night. Mayor's Cup coming up is an important night. League games are important nights, and our guys are laying it on the line. We're trying to play with that urgency every single second and add poise to it, and we fell short. We fell short again.
All right, Dave Smith, thanks for stopping up here. I know you got a bunch of appointments, a bunch of folks to talk to. Everyone here at RPI TV is happy you were able to stop by for a couple minutes.
Yeah, thanks to the RPI TV crew. I know how hard you guys work, and it's the best broadcast in the country, and we appreciate what they do, and it's nice to come up and look at them from the other side of the camera, at least.
All right, Dave Smith, I want to thank all of you for out there for watching, no matter where you were, across the country, around the world. Hope you join us next weekend, of course, because RPI is back home with a big league weekend against Colgate Cornell. Dave, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks.
This has been RPI TV's production of the 42nd Big Red Freakout here on RPI TV. 3-2, Yale wins it. Now, we got a bunch of folks behind me that are certainly more entertaining than I am, so I'm sure that's where your eyes are. Another one here from RPI TV with a 3-2 win for Yale tonight. We'll send it back to you guys with this final score on RPI TV.